Tales from the Crypt originally started as an EC comic series in the 50s. Flash forward to a British movie in the early 70s, jumping into the late 80s with an HBO show we've all come to know and love. See, I grew up with the edited reruns on Fox, but that didn't dampen my love for the now classic horror anthology, hosted by the charming and ghoulish Crypt Keeper. But you just had to be there when they announced their first ever movie.
Proud to present the motion picture directing debut of one of America's most talented and respected artists.
It may have been one of my favorite childhood trailers, with monsters and action and the tension of that great embellished 90s horror cinematography. Quick shout out to Rick Boda here. But it was such a fantastic cast, cool mythology, and a snappy pace. What scene can define Demon Knight as a whole? Well, let's find out. So grab your cowboy hat and vintage case because we're showing some love and affection for one of the best genre flicks the 90s had to offer, and break down the scene that defined it all.
I lied.
A non-tail spec script for many years prior, Demon Knight had a bit of a weird history before debuting as the first feature from Tales from the Crypt. The original plan was a 3-film anthology, with From Dusk Till Dawn being in the place that Demon Knight would eventually occupy. But Tarantino wanted too much money, and so the idea was scrapped for an older script that had been floating around. Enter Demon Knight. Writers Ethan Reef, Cyrus Voris, and Mark Bishop had issues with getting the script retrofitted into the Tales world, since their movie was one of horror and action with a hero's journey. It wasn't really the same vibe as the comeuppance morality Tales that was standard with the brand. But eventually some tweaks and the famous black humor was polished up, and the movie we all know and love was born. Let me give some love here real quick to one of the best casts that a cult movie has ever had. We got a pre-crazy Jada Pinkett, Brenda Baki, I love myself some Hot Shots Part 2, John Schuck, lovely CCH Pounder, shout out for Angela Hicks, Charles Fleischer, the voice of Roger Rabbit, and one whose accent changes drastically in the behind-the-scenes documentary.
The head guy, we'd have Snooptober and August. I love doing that movie. I do Demon Knight 6 right now. They should make a bunch of them like Karate Kid.
Well done, sir. Lowell himself, Mr. Thomas Hayden Church, the great Dick Miller, smooth-talking Billy Zane, and of course, the legend that is Colonel Stewart, Death, Don, Wild Bill Overbeck, Vernon Trent, goddamn Haywood himself, Mr. William f***ing Sadler.
Crazy old fool goddamn near cut my throat.
And together this ragtag group makes one hell of a rock and roll horror movie that embraced everything that made the TV series so special. Only with a budget of a Hollywood movie, this being around $13 million, but yet a big story wisely put in a smaller setting, letting the madness take over. But what scene defines Demon Knight? Again, not the most popular or iconic, but something that has all the ingredients that would make one's nipples smoke?
My nipples are smoking.
Now, my first thought was Uncle Willie's turn. I mean, this is beyond iconic. It was something I quoted to my friends as a kid. Not to mention, just a lovely scene full of actors and actresses just, giving it their all. I mean, look at the guy. He just looks so damn happy. And of course, Billy Zane absolutely stealing the show. His facial expressions with the cigar. It's classic. And the dialogue. Long, hard one.
Long, hard one. Nothing gets you fucked up fast.
But the more I thought, the more it became clear. The scene where the collector ends his charade and brings in the demons, that's the scene. That's the one that sums up Demon Knight perfectly. So Breaker and the Collector are getting arrested when Zane delivers the calm yet simply cool line, "Why wait?" Promptly followed by a fist through the cop's head. Chaos erupts and everyone is freaking out, but Breaker, knowing what's at stake, grabs the key, giving the Collector his first real roadblock. It's here though that my love for this came to fruition. The Collector, stunned by the key, jumps through the closest window. We cut to a dolly as the characters look out with Baker confidently taking the lead. The frame becomes a Dutch angle with some old school lightning effects and one gorgeous shot. I'm going to pause real quick and celebrate Ernest Dickerson's pitch-perfect directing. Between this, Juice, and Surviving the Game, the man has an eye for cinema, and though he's been doing well with a later successful TV career, I do hope we get one more decently budgeted genre film from him. I don't know, man, I just love the guy. Look how he shoots this window scene. The wind, lightning, Breaker and Cordelia front and center with everyone behind them vying for a peek. But as just about everything in Demon Knight, it's Billy Zane that takes home the gold. Zane goes through an array of emotions, completely changing face. From the smooth and cool man, just
Getting back what he stole from me.
it's how annoyed, not so much angry, but just done with it annoyed he plays the Collector here. How he removes his cowboy hat and jacket is flawless. His physical performance while delivering one of the greatest lines is legendary. I understand poetry, like all great art, is subjective, but I know beauty when I hear it. And this is a sprawling epic on the canvas of our ears.
Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
Beautiful. I, like many, have met such ho-down, po-dunk. Many quite nice. But this delivery is hilarious.
Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!
But it's more than funny, it's great and nuanced acting from Zane. He screams,
All you have to do is give me the goddamn key!
but then slows it down with a reassuring tone with the line, "On with our lives."
And we could get on with our lives!
That's something that Zane needs to get more credit here for. His vocal cadence, his line delivery. Which, quick side note, yes, he's funny, wacky, and cool. He even described the character of the Collector as,
I approached it as if it was like Robin Williams' genie from Aladdin from hell.
but a lot of how he plays with the dialogue, stressing words, tone, it's consistent, smart, and he leans 100% in with it. I've always said this exact character wouldn't work without the confidence that Zane brings here, and that's a hill I'm willing to die on. Enough for this. Let's get back and finish the scene. Knowing that the ruse is up, the Collector decides to bring in help, giving us, again, an iconic line delivery with,
This property is hereby condemned.
listen to how he pauses for condemned,
Is hereby
and then how he says it.
condemned. Condemned. Condemned.
I mean, it's ghoulish. I love it. This is great. He then proceeds to cut his hand, using his predator-like blood to grow little demon kids into demon men. It's sweet. Effects-wise, this is a fine example of how latex, goo, and a little bit of love go a long way. Just the effect of them growing out of the ground, or them surrounding the Collector as everyone inside watches in terror. Even the smooch and wink is a nice touch. We get these weird and interesting sort of punk demons. The reveal of the villain, his power, and the shit out of luck situation at hand. It's here, it's right here, that sums up everything remarkable with Demon Knight, and why it has held up so many years later. But alright friends, I'm Lance Vlcek for JoBlo Horror Originals. As a wise man once said, take an extra second to appreciate the moment. It goes quick. So, smoke 'em if you got 'em, and let's take one out of Uncle Willie's book. Cheers, guys.
Knock yourself out. Cowboy shit! You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers!